Bapa Umau Mau, Bapa Umau Mau. My name is Al. Across from me is my friend Joe. And together,
Hey now.
we're kind of right.
Usually wrong.
Some of the time we're right. A lot of the time we're wrong. It's a uncharacteristically balmy evening this evening. You've been enjoying the weather or what?
Of course.
I mean, a couple years ago it fucking snowed on November 2nd, if you recall.
Well, we have global warming to thank for that, Al.
And you know what? We always say it. Yep, it's okay. It's okay that there's global warming. Everything's going to be fine.
It's more than okay. It's just wonderful.
The Earth is going to be here a lot longer than mankind. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be a fucking blip.
Global warming is going to kick a few bastards off.
What do you mean? Oh, they're going to flood out some regions and shit.
Yeah, a few billion. And the global warming people
a few
are all
billion people. That's a lot of people, Joe.
Well,
what,
you
is
know,
India going away or something?
When you look
the
at it,
subcontinent.
You look at it in percentages. It's not all that much. You know what I mean? You lose 1 billion out of 7. I mean, how much could that be? 15% maybe.
I don't know. What's 7 divided by what? Do I got to get a calculator here now?
No, but it's not that many.
Yeah.
And the global warming people want people to die because there's too many people on the planet, so this should work out for them.
Why do they want people to die?
Because they feel that the overpopulation of the planet is causing irreparable harm to the environment.
That's why they like abortion, too, then, I would imagine.
Right.
And by the way, we never talk about that. I think abortion's great. Now, I don't think you should be killing some fucking kid who could survive out of the womb, and I guess they still, they're still open to debate how young a fetus can be before survive, out in the open air, But I don't want to see him taking any babies that could live outside the womb. But you know what? Abortion's okay. What do you want to have a bunch of kids no one wants? You know what I mean? Someone's got to take care of them fuckers.
No, I think there ought to be.
It's also
they should have post-birth abortion.
Well, I don't know about that.
Up until 30, you can kill your own kid.
I think there'd be a lot of dead motherfuckers. I think you're right. That'd be one way to control the population right there. There'd be a lot of people not growing up to fucking spawn more. You know what I mean?
Say you got the kid in the basement and he won't leave and all he does is watch TV. Well, could be time to pull the old plug.
How about tell him to go outside and fucking get some air, first of all? Thank Christ I don't.
Before you kill him?
Thank God I don't have. Either of my kids never had any interest in video. It's probably because I didn't have them in the house. You know what I mean?
No, I'm talking about, somebody who's 26 and just laying in bed all day and watching TV.
Listen, been there. You know what I mean? Up until recently. Although I didn't watch a lot of TV in bed.
Well, you're lucky there wasn't post-birth abortion.
Watch a lot of porn on my phone in bed. You know what I'm saying?
But
I don't know if my mother would have had the guts to abort me.
You mean after you were born?
Yeah. She was definitely more likely to abort me after I'm born.
It's probably the legal question that had her the most flustered.
I don't know.
You know what I mean,
that.
Al?
I don't think
she probably wasn't worrying too much about getting rid of you. It's the going to jail part.
She's not against doling out a good ass whipping, but just stopping short of death. You know what I mean?
Well, I think somebody has to come along.
Remember when your dad used to beat you with the belt? Remember that?
He never hit me.
Your father never hit you?
No,
My father used to beat the shit out of me.
He wasn't a hitter. He just verbally abused you till you felt like shit about yourself.
Just fucking mentally pummeled you.
And then you went and beat yourself with a belt.
Right. To feel better.
I mean? Kind of like the...
to feel...
What are those priests that walk around and fucking hit themselves in the back? You know what I'm talking about? I
don't know if they're priests.
Yeah.
When you say priest, I think Catholic.
Yeah, there's a.
I'm picturing like Hare Krishna type dudes doing
that.
No,
there's a part of the Catholic Church where
some order of fucking monk.
Yeah, they
or
wear
some
like
shit.
they wear.
Oy vey, with the skirts, those guys.
Yeah, they've got like a belt of spikes around their leg that they tighten up, and they beat themselves in the back with the.
So they could suffer like Christ. That's what they're doing. Yeah. Who incidentally did suffer, if you believe in that sort of thing.
Well, I mean,
Christ.
They used to do a lot of bad things to people back then.
Oh, I mean,
it wasn't like crucifixion just happened to Christ. They used to do it.
Oh yeah, no,
that was like a
common
daily thing.
And never mind daily, it was done for a long time.
And they'd stick them up and take 3 or 4 days for you to die.
Yeah, baby.
It wasn't a lot of fun.
If you're lucky, you get a little sip of wine from a sponge.
Well, I think what they should do with abortion is decide whether you're killing a baby or not. And when I say they, people in the know, is it a baby or is it just a lump of cells?
They are,
and I'm not qualified to speak on that.
Yeah, I guess if you have no regard for human life, you probably don't mind abortion. Although those fucking animals over there in the fucking Middle East there,
well, you can't.
They
say
probably
that.
don't believe in abortion, and they fucking value life very little too. So
because
it's a tough one, that abortion. I think it's a good thing. It's like, to me, it's a personal liberty thing as well. I don't want the fucking government telling me I can or can't do anything. Never mind, much less if I'm a woman, which I'm not. So I'm maybe. Here's the other thing. Maybe guys shouldn't even talk about abortion. Yeah, it affects everybody. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's the woman's body. And that's what I think. And I think they should get to choose if they want to get an abortion. However, honey, if you're 7 months along, maybe you should
that's the
think
problem.
about going the distance.
You're going back and forth with yourself.
Yeah.
And you're saying, well, at this point, and so somebody's got to
Well,
say.
I think that there's a scientific point where the fucking thing is viably able to just be a functioning fucking person eventually. Now, no baby is functioning until they're fucking 3 or whatever. But
if the thing is like, if it looks like a baby, even though it couldn't breathe on its own, is it a baby? Even though it couldn't function outside the mother's body?
It's a fetus. It's a fetus. It's not
all right.
It's a fucking fetus.
So
they call it a fetus right up until it's fucking born, by the way.
See,
they call it a fucking fetus. Doctors who have to be.
These religious people that go and protest, who I'm not amongst them.
Oh, I saw you protesting with your fellow church members the other day, Joe.
Yes, but that was against black cock.
No.
The deal is, these people really believe that this is a human being upon conception. So they believe you're killing a baby.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
their belief.
Right. That's about fucking 10% of the world.
So you have every right to get hoovered, but I think so does the person. They have every right to say, you're a murdering scumbag.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
It will be an eternal debate. That's all.
Well,
for as long as people are able to have spirited
I honestly, I don't
debate
care.
and discussion.
I mean, you know what? It's not my kid.
It seems like you're annoyed with the subject, actually.
No.
What, you got a headache or something?
No, I'm not annoyed at all. But it's just you know what it is?
It's a shit subject. That's what it is. It's not happy.
Somebody has to say, this is when the fetus goes from fetus to baby.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I think there are people out there who have a fucking number on it. But we're talking about human beings, and every person's different, so you can't tell me.
No, I think you need a group of.
You need a rule of thumb, is what you're saying.
Group of doctors that get together and say, this is when there's brain activity and there's fucking shit going on, and this is a person. Even though its lungs aren't developed and might not live outside the womb without some extra careful shit. I think there ought to be, if that's where they want to go. Otherwise, you can suck the kid out, just before he's about to be born and crush his head with a fucking meat cleaver. And,
Eek.
Call it a partial birth abortion.
Call it a fucking day.
I believe that's what they. I believe that's what they do in some places, And I don't know whether that's any good. But I haven't watched one. I don't go on TV or on YouTube. I don't want to see it. I really don't. Because I think it would be upsetting.
Well, yeah, no, the whole subject's sad. I mean, it's sad.
I don't
it's
think
not a happy subject.
Well, and I don't think any woman's, walking around with a T-shirt that says, "I got an abortion today."
Yeah, right.
I'm so proud I got an abortion. I don't think there's any woman that's happy about this.
No, and I hate the whole argument. Well, people use abortion as birth control. No, they don't. Maybe there's a lady or two out there.
Well,
we're talking maybe a micro faction.
If you're a whore out there fucking, you should at least have a good supply of those morning after pills, right?
Even those are vile, man. I guess they make you violently ill.
Yeah, but at least the kid,
yeah,
you're getting rid of the thing, but when it's a few cells.
Well, that's why birth control pills rule too, by the way. I like those, except they
fuck with the women.
They fuck with their fucking their hormonal
shit.
It causes
a bunch of problems.
Yeah, they haven't figured that one out yet. I guess there's one that goes in the arm that's better. My wife got little plastic or something shit fucking fillers for her fallopian tubes. She had an operation.
Was it like a fishing line bobber?
I mean, I'm picturing it more cylindrical, but
it's not a fishing line.
But she got the go ahead last week. She got it a couple months ago.
It's a plastic worm.
And they said last week that that her fucking those fallopian tubes are 100% fucking backfilled. Nothing's getting out, nothing's going in.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they backfilled with?
The little plastic thing.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm reading here. A study, marijuana farming destroying environment.
Why?
I don't
Is
know.
there extra CO2?
I don't know. I got to click on it here.
Yeah,
hurting environment.
I'm not up on my fucking botany and shit and ecology.
Small pot farms being planted in remote forest areas have a major impact on the local environment.
I got a friend who...
Soil erosion.
I got a friend who, as you know, fucking pot is legal in Massachusetts now. You can fucking grow 12 plants at your house. You can have up to an ounce on you without getting in trouble. It's pretty amazing because it was a fucking lockdown when we were growing up, and man, there's a lot of people who are happy about it. You can fucking grow. I got a buddy who's good at like growing vegetables and stuff, and he likes his weed, and he grew. He had a good harvest. I thought he was going to get like 2 pounds. He ended up getting 1.5 pounds, which he's already vacuum sealed and put away. He's going to do an ounce a month for himself. Gave some away, I think he sold a little bit of it, but he's got like 12 ounces out of the 1.5 pounds left.
Now, you don't want to say that he sold any. That's illegal. Right?
I didn't say his name.
True, but they might shake you down.
I don't think so. I don't think they're looking to fucking shake down somebody selling a fucking half ounce to a coworker.
They could be busting in here with guns blazing out.
Yeah. I mean, if you're afraid of that, then there's a lot of things that we can't talk about. You know what I mean?
Hey, did you see?
That one's pretty minor because pot is medicine.
Did you see Harvey Weinstein on the plane with his briefcase filled with prescription drugs?
No, I didn't see that at all.
Yep. He's got a big old briefcase filled with fucking prescription drugs, and somebody asked him about it, and he said, "Oh, I've just got a cold."
Oh, what is he doing flying commercial anyway?
I don't know.
That's fucking
Could
crazy.
be out of money.
Although maybe the Weinstein Company fucking revoked his black card or whatever,
Yeah, he's
whatever you call it.
I don't know. I don't know where he was going. I mean, he was in first class, but he was going somewhere.
Oh my God, he must have had to go somewhere last minute and couldn't find a fucking. I figure a guy like him might be, a co-owner of one of them fucking jets,
Yeah.
Not just, chartering a private flight, but maybe being in on owning one, which seems to be the way to go.
Yeah, fractional ownership. NetJets, one of those deals.
Yeah.
Costs a lot of money. I mean, it's like,
$30,000 a month or something without flying. Something stupid like that.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, it costs, if you go one way across country on a on a G5, it's
$65,000
I don't think
for
it's
two people.
I don't think it's that much.
32.5 a head.
Oh, so you know
I know
this?
that. Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
$32,000 to go from New York to L.A. to get a seat on one of them.
Really?
Yep. Now that's without being in on it. Like I said, if you're in on it, it costs about $30,000 a month to be in on it, but you can use it. And then there's certain extra fees you got to pay.
$30,000 a month, but you still pay for your flights.
That's what I'm saying. You still pay for your flight, but it's at your disposal, but you don't pay as much as you would on a regular on one that you're not owning.
I'm going to take your word for it.
I'm telling you, I know about.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
Why would I think that you're
Why would I
full
even
of shit?
Because I mostly am, as it's well documented. But I mean, I can at least, whatever. I'm really good at lying. I can look anyone in the face.
Have you seen the Donna Brazil?
No, I've seen nothing.
Donna Brazil has written a book, and essentially,
she's another one who needs to die. By the way,
well, she came out and basically said Hillary rigged the election.
Oh, Hillary wants her to. She better watch her mouth because Hillary hasn't killed anyone in a while.
Not only did she say Hillary rigged the election, but the Clinton campaign was using the DNC as a clearinghouse for money laundering.
Oh well, there's a fucking surprise.
So this shit just keeps coming out.
Isn't Donna Brazil the one that she said that we're all going to be swinging by nooses soon or something too? She fucking said that to back in the when it looked like Trump was going to pull it off.
I like Donna Brazil. I thought she was a classy lady.
Yeah.
Until I found out that she brought questions from CNN and gave them to the Democrats.
Right.
I didn't understand that. I thought she was kind of a stand-up person, who
look, she got sucked into that fucking vortex of Hillary has to be elected. Hillary has to be the president.
Well,
everyone lost their fucking minds around her.
That anyone that gets close to the Clintons usually ends up worse off for it.
They're either dead or in jail. Or fucking unemployed.
Unemployed,
they're living under a bridge. Yeah.
Alcoholics.
They look like
dead.
Yeah.
In fucking jail.
They're like trading places with Eddie Murphy, those boys.
Several $1 million in legal fees.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's craziness. Anyone that goes near these people just fucking ends up in trouble.
And yet,
then
they cannot get them into court.
Fucking lying fat cunt, excuse my language.
They cannot get them into court.
Roaming around with that smug smile on
Roaming
her face.
Around like a fucking cow. That's what cows do.
Just talking about her book and how the election was stolen. It was stolen from me by the Russians.
Hillary, time for the milking. Can you imagine milking old Hillary?
It would be great.
Grab a tit and start squeezing, Joe.
If she died in public, wouldn't that be great? Like if she just fell down.
I mean, especially if it was
had this
horrible and awful.
How about it like a 20-minute spasm on the ground and she's fucking got white foam coming out of her mouth and there's like 17 cameras recording it and like she pisses herself.
Oh, well, I guess everybody pisses themselves.
Yeah, but right through one of those fucking red pantsuits, fucking piss and shit all over the place.
And her matching Depends.
And just fucking dies. Or maybe lives for a week, just enough to like be able to read the paper about how horrible it was, and then dies.
Is she still on a press tour? I haven't seen anything lately. I mean, is she still doing her book thing? Or is that over with, I wonder?
I believe
is she out and about is what I'm wondering.
I believe she's still doing the book.
If she's done a fucking TV appearance at all lately. It's like, how can you it's time to go away. Just go away.
Nope, she's not going to go away.
It's almost like she wants to go to jail. It's like that's what she wants. She wants to keep reminding everybody, hey, it's me. I want to be incarcerated.
I don't understand why she's not being investigated. Like the Attorney General could investigate her tomorrow.
Yeah.
If he wanted to. I don't know why they're not.
I think he's too busy fucking trying to find his cock. He's
Jeff
investigating.
Sessions?
He's old Jeff's investigating. The only thing he's investigating is the whereabouts of his penis. Because
Well,
no one's seen that thing in a while.
I believe it's stuck in
Much less a
Alabama
woman.
in a young man's ass.
Ooh. Or Lindsey Graham. Maybe him and old Lindsey get together with Kevin, the three of them. Kevin Spacey, Lindsey Graham,
Don't say
and Jeff
that
Sessions. Now,
about
hold on.
Lindsey.
Hold on. Let me think here. Yeah, Kevin Spacey's definitely... Jeff Sessions is definitely on his back with his fucking ankles behind his ear.
You know, I was doing some more thinking about Lindsey Graham, and I believe it's possible to just be... There are people that are just...
Asexual, yeah.
Yeah.
No, there isn't. No. There's people who...
Well, maybe he forces himself to
heterosexual
be asexual because he doesn't want to be homosexual.
And there's people who are homosexual, and there's people who are fucking pansexual and will fuck anybody and anything. Nobody's asexual. I can think of a couple people, but I'm telling you.
Maybe he's just got no... He doesn't have any interest in any kind of sex whatsoever.
I mean, there are people like that, but most of them have vaginas. You know what I mean? There's not many guys out there who aren't interested in sex. And again, you could be right. I'm sure there are a few. I got a feeling that old Lindsey's not one of them. I think he's someone who not only enjoys sex, but enjoys penis.
Well,
greatly.
But there's never been a... nobody's ever outed Lindsey.
And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Just be gay. Just be happy. Be a person. You know what I mean?
Well, he doesn't seem to...
Fucking sex is a good thing. Doesn't
He doesn't
matter who
seem
it's
to be
with.
interested in coming out.
As long as they're an adult, obviously.
He wants to just... He doesn't pay any attention to it, and it doesn't seem that important to him. And you would think in all the time that he's been in the Senate that, somebody would have caught him.
Well, maybe we're both wrong, and he's banging fucking 25-year-old broads every night. I mean, who knows? You know?
Do you believe that?
No, I believe he sucks dick and takes it in the ass. That's what I think. I mean, if you're asking me what I think. But who knows? You're right. You know what? And you shouldn't even speculate. That's another problem.
He's a Southern gentleman.
I agree. You just shouldn't speculate at all about anyone's sexuality because it doesn't matter. Sexuality does not matter.
No, it really doesn't. Unless
matters.
you're screwing kids, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
whatever two
more
adults
heterosexuals do
or
that than
17
homos.
adults, then it doesn't matter. It's none of my business.
Yeah, no, it's nobody's business. And again, people think that we lean way right. On this issue, to me, it's not.
Who leans
It's not
way
even
right?
a liberal or a conservative thing. It's not a left issue. It's far fucking right to say, just let them do what they want. You know what I mean? Leave me alone. Get the fucking government out of my fucking life. I want the government out of my life. Period. You know what I'm saying, Joe? You love the government. You love the government, don't you?
You want them out of your life?
Yeah. I don't.
I'm trying to
That's
think
why I hate the death penalty,
trying
too.
to think, at my age, is there anything that the government actually... Well, I don't want them not plowing the streets. I'd like them to plow the
I'm
roads.
talking about the fucking federal government. I'm not talking about local government.
Federal government is...
I don't want them in my life.
I don't know if I've ever used... I'm trying to think if I've ever used anything...
Yeah, you've used your pen to write a shitload of tax checks. That's what you've used. You know what I mean? Whatever you've used
I've gotten a
is not-
passport from the federal government,
Yeah.
although it's not free.
That ought to be
You
offset by a couple mil in taxes over the years.
You got to pay for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what... You know what? I don't know.
About what?
I don't know.
You don't know about anything, is what you're saying?
Well, I don't... Well, pretty much.
You're supposed to know, Joe. That's why we're here.
I don't
You're supposed
know.
to at least know what your
because-
opinion is. You don't have to know the facts. As long as you know what your opinion
I
is.
can pretend.
Or don't even know what your opinion is. At least just state it.
I know that there's still people... There was a guy on today, I caught it briefly, who... Because I had the TV on before I switched back over to Joe Rogan, who was grilling some lunatic. And
Like he was fucking flipping him over like a fucking burger type of thing?
No.
Oh.
It was some, I don't know, some guy that had, he was a progressive male feminist comedian. And he offended a lot of people, apparently. And
Who the
Joe
fuck did
was
he
sort
offend?
of schooling him a little bit. Well, and the guy came to his senses, I believe. And because I don't know how you're a male feminist.
Joe Rogan fucking made somebody realize something about themselves on his podcast?
Well, no.
I mean,
but
who
the
is this
guy
person?
kind of realized it because everyone hated him. Like all comedians hated him,
Right?
Because this guy was going off on all the things that you can't say, or there's various comedians that shouldn't be able to, like Bill Burr. He's saying Bill Burr is, he says too many negative things.
Man, I saw a Bill Burr fucking clip.
Bill Burr is just like hysterical. And if you're offended by Bill Burr and you're a woman and you think that Bill's serious about this,
Bill is so pro-woman, it's not even funny.
right? And he's married to an African-American woman who he loves deeply.
I saw a clip of him. I think it was Conan.
He's a wonderful guy.
Oh my God, he was talking about Hillary and the election, and she's like, never mind Hillary. He's sick of all of her fan club. You know what I mean?
Right.
Still not being able to get over it. And he's like, listen, first of all, she should have won. And fucking Donald Trump said 2 things a day towards the end of that fucking campaign that should have just fucking given her the fucking election.
Right.
And she still couldn't bring it home because, and he's right, and we've been saying it, she was the worst fucking candidate ever.
Did you see Bill Burr on Conan talk about Lance Armstrong?
Oh, no, I guess not. Like I said, I just saw a quick clip, and I wasn't even looking for it.
Well, when we get done with this podcast, you should look at this. And this is right after sort of he got bagged, the big bag. And
who again? I'm sorry. Bill Burr talking about who?
Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong. Okay, go ahead.
How can you forget that?
Because I'm stoned. That's all.
All right. So Conan says to Bill Burr, well, what do you think about Lance Armstrong? And Bill Burr shrugs his shoulders and he goes, well, I don't really give a shit. He's never really done anything to me.
Right.
He basically what it is our psychopath, drugged up psychopath on a bike beat all the other psychopaths who were drugged up on a bike.
Yeah.
So, quite frankly, what did he really do wrong?
Well, what he did wrong, if you care, and I don't even care, but what he did wrong was because he had the finances behind him, anybody who dared
apparently
fucking
he
accuse him of it, he hurt a few people. He
Yes.
did hurt it, and he admits that now. But he was ruthless because
He was.
because he had the money to hide it up, like you said. Even like with the drunk driving, if you got the fucking money to pay a fucking lawyer, you're not gonna. It's gonna be on your record, but you ain't gonna have to go through all the shit that fucking Joe Schmo has to go through. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with Lance Armstrong. You got a lot of lawyers on retention.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But when he was bag, like when he, came out and admitted it to Oprah and, and it was just, the gig was up.
Yeah.
And, so I guess that's the only, but you know what? I kind of felt the same way. I'm like, who did they give? They took away his Tour de France wins.
Which is stupid.
And then they couldn't, it's not like they gave it to the number 2 guy because he was drugged up.
Well, I think they
And
did
they went
give it
down-
to the number 2 guy, didn't they?
No, they went down 32 fucking guys. And,
okay.
and I think they just wiped it out. They just said, well, no one won.
No one won.
Because everyone was drugged.
Right.
So he just happened to,
You think he still has his trophy? I don't know if they win a trophy. I think they do win a trophy, don't they?
fuck yeah, he has it in his house in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, they can't come get the fucking trophy, You still get the trophy.
I mean, he had to ride the fucking bicycle. It's not like he got drugged up and was flying around in a helicopter.
All of them were doing the same thing. The
You know
thing
what I
that
mean?
Lance did
He had to
was
ride that fucking bicycle.
the thing that Lance did was destroy the reputations and finances of a few people, and that
But you
ain't
know
cool.
what?
That ain't cool.
But they were probably
they were probably douchebags. I get it, but you know what?
yeah.
He's fabulously wealthy, and they were not. And he destroyed a few people financially because you can't pay lawyers.
I honestly don't have anything against him because I think that that's the game. When you get in and everybody says to you,
I'll tell you right
"This
now,
is the deal."
if he did to my brother or friend what he did to some of those people, I would probably beat him with a fucking pipe.
I don't know.
And leave him dead in the woods. That's probably what I would
Pretty
do.
strong. You might have to get a couple pipes, maybe a gun. You might have to
Why you think he's gonna? You think he's gonna think I'm gonna do it while he's looking at me? I'm gonna crack him right in the back of his fucking head when he ain't looking. And then after he falls, smash his fucking skull in, throw him in the trunk, and bring him to the fucking woods. That's what he deserves, by the way. That's what he
now,
deserves.
if any law enforcement is listening, Al doesn't really mean this.
Well, I'm not threatening to do it. I'm saying that's what I would do.
He doesn't really mean it, but maybe he does.
No, Lance Armstrong needs to be killed. He needs to be killed.
No. He's misunderstood.
He's an asshole.
Ah, he's misunderstood. You know what I mean?
He's a cunt.
He had a little problem. And, once you get into that whole racket, and I can see it, you're the 7-time Tour de France winner, and you've been doing what everybody else is doing, and you just kind of get, wrapped up in it, and if you got to lie, you got to admit, he really went to town on the lying.
Good liar. I'll give him that credit. Hey, anyone who can lie like that is...
Well, and literally go after the people that are questioning him.
That's like being a fucking artist and being able to enjoy a master's art. You know what I mean? I'm a good liar too, but he's a great liar.
See, I look at it like this. You know how they got those art fraud people?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, I think. Go ahead.
So, say a guy paints the Mona Lisa, and they get the #1 art guy in there to look at it. And they got all the fucking special lights. And he says, this thing's 100% real.
Is he in on the deal?
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
No. He's a fucking, whatever they call this, the #1 art guy.
The arbitrary fucking judge of what's fucking good.
Well, the guy that knows, they do all these tests to see if the fucking paint was around.
He's the expert. I got it.
You know what I mean? The canvases of the right age. And he says, no, this thing's fucking real. But it isn't. So, is it not the Mona Lisa?
I have no idea where you're going with this.
Well, what I'm saying is, if nobody can tell that it's not real, then what's the difference?
It's the same thing with it's like the tree falling in the woods type of thing. I mean,
if it looks real enough to fool everyone, then doesn't that make art just bullshit?
It looks like shit. It smells like shit. It tastes like shit. It's shit.
So you're saying the Mona Lisa tastes like shit?
What I'm saying is I have no fucking idea where we're going with this. I'm sorry, buddy.
Well, I love the... did you see the...
I'm a little worked up tonight. Good.
Did you see... there's a Koch brother. I don't know what his last name is.
Is he one of the two, or is
no,
it another
he's
one?
not one of those two, but he's one of the other ones, and I forget his first name.
And he is their brother.
Yeah, and he had to sue to get some dough or whatever. But he's got $1 billion. And it turns out that a large percentage, he's a wine collector. And he found out that a large percentage of his wine collection is
fugazi.
Fake. It's fucking fake.
That sucks.
It was not only is some of it fake, but there are vintages that never existed.
Right.
Like the 1942
You figure if you're a billionaire,
Chateau blah blah blah.
you'd be able to vet.
They didn't
that
make
shit.
it 1942.
He figured he'd be able to vet that shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess
Must have been an inside job.
A lot of people were fooled.
Really? Oh, other wine collectors. You mean?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like this counterfeit shit's going around everywhere.
Do you know me and my brother Paul did
But don't you
wine collecting for a little while?
If you pay $20,000 for a bottle of wine, don't you deserve to get fucked?
Yeah, because
Aren't
here's
you
why.
an asshole by definition?
Because here's why. The $20,000 bottle of wine doesn't taste any better than the $100 bottle of wine. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it does.
It just doesn't. And
I don't know if it
the
tastes...
best wine in the world probably is $50 or $60. Not fucking, you know what I mean? Just because it's a small vintage is why it's expensive. That doesn't necessarily make it a good wine. Now, the good wines that are also small vintage, yeah, of course. But it's a bullshit game. I'm agreeing with you. The whole wine thing is such bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's such bullshit.
And the value is all bullshit. Like the paintings, the art. Somebody paying $140 million for a fucking Picasso.
That's crazy. That's a lot of money, man.
It's insane.
Who are these people with 100? I mean, you gotta have. What do you gotta? You gotta have $15 billion to pay that much for a fucking.
I believe they're institutions. I believe they're like banks and shit like that.
Or even some of these museums have probably got some money behind them too, not just
so they stick
curating.
They stick the thing in the bank hall,
right?
And it's a tangible asset,
and it's an investment, and
unless they find out that it's fake, which is really fucking funny.
Oh man,
if it's fake,
yeah.
I just think it's really fake. I think it's really funny that the guy, that can afford to pay $140 million for a painting, finds out it is fake. I just think that's great.
Oh, that's awful. That's why they're insured to the hilt, too. And I mean, unless you got it hot. Hey, have you ever been moved by a painting or another piece of art? Maybe I got to include music in it. But let's go with, like, music or sculpture. Have you ever... not me. Talk about a painting or a sculpture. Have you ever been moved by something like that? No? Not
to a great degree. There's stuff that you... look at it and you say this is wildly interesting,
right? But I'm saying you've done the museum thing, maybe not recently.
No, I've looked at some shit on TV and on the internet.
Yeah, that's not the same thing.
I can't go to the Museum of Fine Arts.
You know what? I haven't been there in a long time. My dad, when we were growing up, he used to spend his 2 weeks vacation on the weeks that we were off. It was February or April, and then he always took a week off for the holidays. But when it was February or April vacation, we always did something every day, Monday through Friday. And every year for a while, he took us to the Museum of Fine Arts, and which I really appreciate. Or in the Museum of Science and shit like that. We used to do different day trips like that.
When I was out in Milwaukee, I went to the Chicago Museum of Science and Industry, I believe it's called.
Yeah, sure.
And that was fabulous.
Yeah,
I'm much more into things that,
things that go.
Yeah,
I got to say, whenever I go away, I try to hit
that's cool.
some sort of museum wherever we go. Like in Louisville, I went to the Louisville Slugger Museum. You know what I mean? Or if you find yourself in Cleveland, which I haven't, you should probably go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you find yourself near Canton, Ohio, you should probably go to the now these are museums.
Have you been to the
different
Basketball Hall of Fame?
I have actually once, and
I've never been.
And it was a good take, but it was not as big of a take as I thought. I think we got out. I looked at everything, and I think we got out of there in 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and actually,
not that big a deal.
When you walk out, you're in West Springfield.
Oh,
you can buy all the drugs you need.
Oh my God!
Going in,
West Springfield. I remember we played it.
Well, it's not as bad as the south end of Springfield, I guess. Maybe that's I don't know. It's pretty terrible.
I remember in college, I was in that hippie band, Edgemere, and we played there was a local music magazine for the Valley from Springfield up,
Right.
And they put on a multi-age show and asked us to play, and we played with like 5 other bands, and like most of them were like really hardcore punk bands before I understood all that. And one of them was called West Springfield's Favorite Sons, and the name of the band was Anal Fist. And the singer, who had a huge fucking mohawk, had a little rubber baby arm, and he just fucking shook it at people while he sang. You know what I mean? It's the first time I ever saw a mosh pit. And then, of course, later I got into the heavy music. Man, we got way off base. With the art. As you know, my ex and my kid's mother is a citizen of Holland.
Right.
And there's a lot of great art over there. And I'm lucky enough to have had the opportunity to visit Holland many times and Amsterdam itself a few times. I didn't always go to Amsterdam when I went there because her family was from Rotterdam and we stayed down there, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I want to say it was about 2003 or 4 or 5, my sister went with us. And her and I actually got to go into Amsterdam on our own one day. And we hit all the museums because my ex wasn't really into the museum thing, so I never really got to do that, but I always wanted to. And we went to a couple of the big ones. There's a Van Gogh museum. Then there's a place called the Rijksmuseum where all the Rembrandts are. And then there was another one, and I can't remember what it was, but they had a Salvador Dali exhibit while we were there. We were very lucky. You familiar with Salvador Dali? He's more of a modern guy, but I forget what the school of it was. But
does he own a chain of restaurants?
You asshole.
That serves Mideastern food?
Anyway, when I asked you if you were ever moved by a piece of art, that's what I was talking about. I was actually moved by this. I was surprised. I'm like, oh, cool, Salvador Dali, but I didn't really know about it. And then I went, and some of these fucking paintings, first of all, they're huge. You know what I mean? They're not like a 24-36. They're like fucking 10 feet by 16. You know, they're massive. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I like the frames.
I want to say contortionist. It's not contortionist. I forget. Not Cuban. Whatever. His shit is out of control. And there were like 5 or 6 big ones some small ones.
He sounds Middle Eastern. Is he Middle Eastern?
Salvador Dali. I mean, you got to...
Is he Middle East or is he like Nepalese? Is he from Nepal?
No, I think he was fucking like a... you know what? I don't know. I think he's definitely European. He's not of Middle Eastern.
Now, wasn't Van Gogh Dutch?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was a Van Gogh museum in Amsterdam. Yeah, he was Dutch. And so was Rembrandt.
Said, Rembrandt and Van Gogh were Dutch.
Yeah, they're both Dutch. And Vermeer, which Vermeer was another great one. I have prints of him in my house.
Doesn't Vermeer make wood chippers?
It's, listen, fucking, there's a fisher that makes nuts and a fisher that makes plows. It's not the same fucking thing. You know what I mean?
No, I'm just fucking with you, Al.
Yeah.
Having a little fun.
Do you have your browser open?
I do.
Can you put in Dali, D-A-L-I, now that you said where he's from, and I want to know where he's from. Is that me or you?
That's you.
Wow, man, I suck.
Why don't you throw that thing in the toilet?
I know.
What's wrong with you?
The problem is my internet laptop, which is I bought used, and I'm not complaining because I got it for less than $200. And
Salvador Dali is a Spanish guy.
All right, so I said he was European.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. He was born in Spain in 1904 and he died in 1989 in Spain. He died in the same town that he was born in. He didn't travel. He didn't live anywhere else, apparently. But so he's got some unique art.
Yeah.
Now, did you like the art better than the frame? Because some of the frames
No. The art was crazy because it was all this
fantastic.
wicked. I mean, are you doing any images of his shit?
Well, I'm going to do that
like
now.
Heads on, I don't know, just weird. It's all weird shit.
No, and
He's
I'm
not
all
doing,
kidding around.
He's not doing landscapes or fucking portraits.
Right.
He does weird
there are
paintings.
some wild shit.
Yeah.
That.
What do they call that school? Did you get that when you opened it up?
School?
The school of painting. The type of, like, fucking the French guy was an impressionist, and fucking Picasso was a cubist, and
whether it was
yeah, that's all I'm saying.
During the Renaissance.
I can't remember. This is the problem with not being able to.
See, I'm not
communicate in English anymore.
I'm not.
Look at those.
Paintings. I think it's part
modernistic.
Not knowing what you're talking about. I don't know what I don't know what the difference. What do they consider like a Warhol? Is that the Campbell's soup can that he
there
printed?
Definitely is a word for it, and again, I can't remember what it is because I'm an idiot.
I saw a fucking Hoover vacuum in a plexiglass case, and that was art.
Now, where did you see that?
I saw it on television, and they were trying to sell that thing for like 40 or 50 grand. And I think of art as if there's a piece of art that I could do,
Yeah.
then it ain't art.
Well, I mean, right.
You know what I mean?
I think that was the whole point of the Hoover and the soup can and stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, it
I
could
think
be
it's
a
like
big
saying
goof.
this ain't art, but somebody's going to pay me and pretend it's art.
There was a
He was saying the same thing you're saying.
yeah, and there was a guy who was very famous in the 80s, and
You know, you kind of look like Andy Warhol a little bit.
he
I'm just kidding.
I think he
Joe.
has more hair than me. He was mass producing art. Like he had people making paintings for him. Like he had a factory of paintings.
Oh, so it's not necessarily prints. He had a lot of prints with a TS. He had people.
Yeah, literally he'd say, "Hey, why don't you paint up a bunch of, he'd have an idea and he'd go, paint this up," and he'd sell it.
Right.
And Sylvester Stallone bought one of his pieces. And he goes, he's got fucking awful taste. Not only did he buy something that I've sold like, 10 of, but it was the ugliest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Really?
And at the end, this was like a 60 minutes piece, and at the end they said, Sylvester Stallone, since this report has come out, has returned his piece of art.
Oh, really? Can you do that? What if he got a receipt? He must have saved his receipt.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe he gets some money back for it. I
Saved
would
his
think
receipt and
once it's out
canceled
the
the
door,
check.
it's out the
Yeah,
door.
right. That's fucking.
Or Sly went in there with a bunch of guys and said,
There's no
we're going to
returns.
start killing.
Well, there it is. I mean, fucking.
I've heard that
Poor
you don't
Sly.
want to be, if you're in Hollywood, you don't want to be breaking into Sly's house because he's got a lot of guns.
Oh, well, good. He should. You know
got
what I
a
mean?
lot of
It's his
guns
Fucking right to have those guns.
He's got some Rambo guns.
Yeah,
he's,
you gotta
he's
protect
ready for
your shit.
action.
You gotta protect your house. You know what I mean?
He's ready.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't have a gun anymore, but I stand by Sly's right to fucking defend his house with a gun. Yeah, that's right, all you people out there. I don't carry a gun, but I have a massive array of pipes and fucking wood clubs on me at all times.
now
And I'm
Hillary
not
has
afraid to
said
use it.
There's a difference between paying for Trump dossier and collusion with Russia.
Oh, so she's kind of admitting something there.
Well, she's just lying again.
Can you say that again?
Lying.
There's a difference between what?
There's a difference between paying for Trump dossier, which they've proven that her campaign
did.
Of course, she knew about it, and collusion with Russians, in which there's absolutely no proof.
I mean, paying Russians for the dossier is, by definition, collusion, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's the same thing.
Why? This is like, she's like fucking Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, right.
Walking around, just can't get arrested.
Walking
Can't
off
get arrested.
docks and hitting the fucking plank.
I mean,
and the
she
plank.
just-
It's like a what do they call it? A Rube Goldberg drawing. You know what I mean?
She does like 5 arrestable offenses a day, and
Right.
just nobody.
She's untouchable.
It's fucking.
Maybe
it's
Maybe it's because they know she's mobbed up. You know what I mean? She will fucking kill you. She'll have you killed if you fuck with her.
I believe if you're the special prosecutor, not that this is in his purview, but if they had a special prosecutor, they're not going to be afraid of anyone. I mean, you've got the massive resources of the federal government behind you. So, I mean, you got the FBI protecting you if there was ever any kind of, you don't fuck around with the federal government as far as the law enforcement.
Right.
arm.
Oh, yeah. No, they don't fuck around because by the
No.
time it gets to the FBI or whoever, you're fucked. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah,
just
you don't want to
fucked
be messing
because
around
that's
with
their
those people.
job.
You don't
know
want to
what I mean?
lie to them either.
Listen, there's not a lot of them fucking sitting around doing nothing. We'll put it that way. But they like to stay busy, and there's a reason why they're in the FBI.
They're a highly professional organization.
And I was saying earlier, I don't want the government involved in my life. I don't want the FBI involved in my life. I'm
No,
going to try
not
to
at
do
all.
nothing to have them involved. And by the way, I love the FBI.
Even though
I
the
love
founder of
I do love that type of law enforcement. You got to be.
the founder of the FBI,
There's no
apparently was
assholes in the
a
FBI.
paranoid fag.
Who, J. Edgar?
But that doesn't make him a bad guy.
Was he the actual? Was it called something different then, or did he start the whole thing?
J. Edgar Hoover basically founded what the FBI came. The FBI existed, but the FBI had absolutely no, like the FBI had no powers of arrest. And I don't remember whether it was called the FBI, but they had no teeth.
Right.
And he was able to he's the guy that established, like, everybody is going to have this dress code. Everybody is going to be highly professional. He had a file on everyone, which is why everyone was terrified about J. Edgar.
When did he die? Do you know? Do you remember?
I don't.
I mean, was he in charge up to the day he died? That's more my question.
Yeah, I mean, he ran the FBI for like 50
years. Yeah. So
Yes.
he never retired. He died the boss, right?
No,
he was the fucking Pope.
He was
the
really... Pope. He was it. That was it. This was J. Edgar Hoover's baby.
Yeah.
72, he was done. Oh,
Okay.
no, wait a minute. That's when he died. Let's see when he left.
He might have been under Nixon too. He didn't die that much before he left. I mean, he didn't leave much before he died.
He remained director. So Hoover has been credited with building the FBI into a larger crime fighting, founding the FBI in 1935, where he remained director until his death in 72.
So he did work till the day he died.
He certainly did.
That's
at age
amazing,
77.
Huh? How about being in charge in your late 20s or early 30s, whatever the fuck?
I don't know. I wish I could do like 40 to 72 is 32 years plus 5 is 30. He was there for 37 years.
So 37, he died in 70.
And he was 77 years old, so 37.
35.
He was 40.
No, he's 35. 35 and 37 is fucking 72.
77?
He was 72 when he died, you said.
He was 40.
Oh, he died in
He
72.
was 40 when he became director.
Okay, right.
So he wasn't a young kid or anything.
Listen to us do math. Joe has a math degree, and I
can't
do math for a
math in
living
my
now.
head.
I do math for a living. And you know how I used to be able to do it in my head? I don't even do it. I have to use a calculator. Well, you should use a calculator. Speaking of calculators, I bought a new calculator for this fucking job.
Yeah.
And I got a fucking next door neighbor, Lizzie, who's in her 70s and very infirm. And she calls me at least once a day for something because her husband's long dead. And she's fucking infirm. Have I told you about Lizzie at all?
No.
She's a nightmare. She's a fucking nightmare.
Tell me about Lizzie.
So anyway, I'm always going to this. She gives me a check, and she has it written out in the exact amount for a fucking carton of True 100 lights for fucking. I go down to the package store.
Right.
I go to Rite Aid to get her fucking all her shit once in a while. I buy her stamps. So I'm getting ready. It was like going back to school. It was like I'm buying school supplies for my new job. You know, I bought a geometry set and colored pencils, but the whole rave. And I bought a calculator that it's a good one, but it was only $5. And it had all those switches on it and shit that you're supposed to have when you're fucking doing plans.
Right.
And it was a good one for $5. That fucking thing cost $79 million 20 years ago. You know what I mean? They're amazing. So anyway,
Yeah.
she must have seen me get out of the car and
40 years ago.
used X-ray vision to see that calculator through the bag. Because as soon as I get up the top of the stairs, ring, ring. Hi, Alex, Lizzie. My calculator stopped working, and I gotta pay some bills. Can you go to the store and get me one? I'm like, I'll be right over. I didn't go to the fucking store. I'm tired, you know? So I go over. The thing's still in its package. I hand it to her. She shows me her calc. She had one of these little pocket calculators. I don't know how the fuck she could see it. I'm like, look at big chunky fucking keys and a big display. Here you go.
Right.
She's like, what do I owe you? I'm like, $5. She tried to give me a $5 tip. And I'm like, you need the money more than me, and I'm fucking broke. You keep your money. She always tries to give me a tip whenever I do something for her.
Well, that's because she knows you're not going to take it.
And I never, ever, ever take it. I took
She'd probably be horrified if one day you just took it.
I took 4 cigarettes from her the last time I got her a carton.
Yeah.
And now that I'm thinking about it, she hasn't asked me to get her cigarettes before. I didn't even smoke them. She's like, I want to give you $5. I said, I'll tell you what, you give me 4 cigarettes and we'll call it square. You know what I mean? I don't even smoke.
It sounds like you're a pretty good neighbor.
Well, I'm not just a good neighbor, Joe. I'm actually a kind of a good guy. I mean,
you are a good guy.
Like, she's crazy. Like, if there's a fucking I can't believe I haven't told you this. If there's a hurricane in Houston, which there was, if you remember,
yeah,
she calls me and has me bring her shopping. She has a shopping carriage. I don't know why. She doesn't leave the house. She got a shopping carriage and her fucking huge fucking trash bin from the town pickup.
Yeah.
I have to bring those into her covered porch if there's a hurricane in Houston. You know what I'm saying? Because she's worried that the thing's going to blow away.
Even though it's not coming here.
No, she watches the weather, and if there's a storm anywhere in the continental United States, that shit could be in fucking, what do they call it, Puget Sound over there in fucking Washington.
Do you, is she on oxygen by any chance?
You know what she needs to be, and she smokes like a fucking factory, and I think she's not that old, and she's just fucked up. She's all crooked, and she must weigh like 85 pounds. She hasn't bathed. She has help. She has someone come and bring her meals, and they're supposed to bathe her, but I know for a fact no one's washed her fucking hair in a while because it's so greasy and matted and fucking flakes in it that it's vile. She's vile. But I can't say no to her, right? I have to help. I'm a neighbor.
Why don't you get her in the driveway and fucking hose her down?
You know what's funny about her? The first fucking time Charlena visited me at that apartment, right after I moved in, she made the mistake. See, it's hard to draw a picture. I should be able to do it with language, but I'm not that good. So we have a shared driveway. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And so there's 3 spaces because we got 3 apartments in my building. So if you pull in on the right next to my building, there's 3 spaces. So you park with the nose facing into the fucking building, right?
Yeah.
Her house is behind us and to the left, so her driveway goes that way. Once in a while, somebody's dropping off some shit or whatever, and it's technically our driveway, but you're blocking her driveway. She fucking, before I was friendly with her, she fucking lost her mind on my daughter. My daughter almost fucking cried because she's a sweetheart.
Oh, because she was parking in her.
She came to pick me up.
Yeah.
And I literally was taking a dump or something and didn't have my phone with me.
Yeah.
And she tried to call me to say, hey, Dad, I'm here. So she got out of the car. The door's unlocked. Yes, everybody, if you know where I live, the front door's unlocked. Please come in because I will beat you with a pipe. Anyway, you notice I'm talking about beating people with a pipe a lot right now?
Yes.
You
must be.
I got something I got to get off my chest. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Maybe after our break.
Something going on.
But so Charlena comes to find me, and boom, Lizzie comes out. Infirm Lizzie. That's the only time she fucking moves is when someone's in there because, God forbid, someone's coming with her fucking soup. You know what I mean? She fucking laid into my daughter. So, you can't park there. If you think you can park there, you're fucking wrong, or whatever, And I'm like, oh, Lizzie, we're going. And she goes, I don't even know you. She didn't know me yet, I just moved in. I looked at my daughter and said, relax. She's crazy. Don't feel bad because there's a fucking crazy person yelling at you. But I could see nuts, my daughter was starting to well up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she scared the shit out of her. And in the meantime, Charlena would go right through there if she wanted to. You know what I mean? Well, just fucking bite her on her jugular and be over. But anyway.
There's crazy people everywhere.
Yeah, well, she's very infirm. She got in a car accident in 1970. It hasn't been right since then. That's a long time ago, She's fucked.
Well.
She's been fucked since her 20s.
Sounds like she might have been fucked before the car accident.
No. Maybe she was, but there's a possibility she's just fucked, man. Physically, mentally, emotionally,
you
everything.
Think she was on the fast track to the Senate until that happened?
A fucking nightmare. And then I guess from other neighbors, I hear she does it with everybody. And there was one particular woman who kind of felt bad, like real bad for her, and started spending a lot of time over there. And fucking Lizzie fucking took total advantage of that situation. That poor woman had to fucking get out of it, you know, like quit her cold turkey because whatever. I told Lizzie, hey, you can't call me during the day anymore like you used to.
Right,
I will not
a fucking job.
First of all, I won't answer the phone, and it's unlikely that even if you leave me a message.
Now, do you turn the phone off, or do you text at work?
No. It's off.
No, and this is company policy. They don't want you, even like.
I don't think it's just company policy, Joe. I think that's policy with quote unquote real workplaces. You can't, like my brother Paul.
He can't text?
You don't think his fucking cell phone is on during the day?
I don't know.
I mean,
I figured. Well, I text my daughter during the day, and I can get her.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm trying to think of another example. Even my wife, Kat.
And she's in a startup company, but maybe that's because it's more internet based, and
what do you mean? Who?
They're cooler about that. Well, my daughter, she works at
Well, you got to figure all the bosses are on the phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got an old enough boss. He's my age. Where look, you don't need. We all made it this far without fucking having a text every fucking minute. You know what I mean?
But now you're gonna go after the first week. You're gonna make a few changes. You think he might just fire you?
No, I'm not making any.
No,
I didn't say I'm making any changes. I'm just gonna.
You're gonna bring some things.
I can't make any changes. It's his fucking deal. He's the boss. I'm never gonna make any changes. What I'm saying is I'd like to see him lighten up a little bit with the process. I can get shit done quicker my way than his way. That's all. That's all. That's my point. Because no matter how I do it, his way or my way, the fucking number is going to come out the same, and my way's quicker. I don't care. His way's fine. It's great, and it's very neat and pretty and all that. But
I think he likes.
I would have banged out this fucking thing in a day and a half, not 2.5 days. You know what I mean?
I think he probably wants it like that.
What do you mean?
It sounds like he's got his heart made up that he wants.
No. I'm not going to change his mind. I'm just saying I'm wondering if maybe I'll be able to bring some. You know what? I'm just going to nod and smile and do what he wants. You know that's what's going to happen.
That
I'm never
sounds
gonna
like the best thing to do.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying. Listen. I'm smart enough to know.
I'm smart enough
to know.
Don't rock the boat.
Well, I'm smart enough to know not to rock the boat, but I'm also smart enough to know already that that's fine for drywall and framing and all that shit. That the painting thing, let me handle that. But whatever, that's fine. I'll do whatever he wants. And again, I have to say, I really like the guy, and he's a fucking go-getter, man. He is busy from fucking 7 in the fucking morning until 7 at night every day, you know?
Well,
and I'm sure he's fucking making calls on the weekend.
I'm just upset to hear that there's no secretary with huge milky tits.
No. Dude, it's a fucking construction company.
Well, you can get one of them.
And it's family owned. It's family owned.
So
it's not. Listen, this is a real job. I probably shouldn't be talking about it, but
I know it's horrible.
Nobody there even knows my last name, so it doesn't matter. You know what? They still haven't given me an email or a code for the front door, so I'm thinking I'm on fucking.
Oh, you're on definitely on a temporary hiatus.
Temporary. I'm there until he's pretty
You're on
sure
probation.
I am going to actually do it. You know what I mean?
You're on probation.
I'll tell him right now, Rick. Rick, I'm not. You're never getting rid of me. I'm not going anywhere until you tell me not to come to work.
Even if he fires you?
No. If you fire me, obviously I'll go away because that's what you got to do. But I'm never quitting.
I don't know why, Al. I shouldn't be, but I am absolutely exhausted tonight.
What are you talking about?
I don't know why.
I thought something was going on. First of all, your face is very red, redder than usual, all the way up to your hairline, which is crazy.
Well, I don't know what that's from. Because I don't.
Do you not feel
hot.
well? You look like you're hot. You're wearing a fucking mock neck. I mean, what the fuck? You look like Bill Gates or something. Not Bill Gates. Fucking
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Well, I wear these every day.
No, do you?
Yeah. I wear them every day.
Yeah, no, I thought you look like you have a headache. I said it earlier. You don't look like you feel good.
Like
I'm sorry, buddy.
combination of
You want to smoke a little pot or something?
no. How long have we gone? On
An
our
hour
podcast?
and 5 minutes. I mean, that's okay. We're allowed to have a short show, buddy. And we've been talking nonstop for an hour and 5 minutes, by the way.
Well, you know,
I
suppose-
realize I talk more than I usually do today, but I'm on fire. I'm on fucking fire.
I know you're going.
Yeah.
Hey, go a little bit. We'll go a little bit longer.
It's all right, buddy. Look, you're not going to hurt my feelings, and I'm sure you're not going to hurt that dude in fucking bed
jerking off. Our one listener.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to be a pussy.
It has nothing to do with being a pussy.
I don't want anybody calling me a fag.
You know what? Again, we're still in our beta stage. The only people who are going to hear this are the 12 people who subscribe. No one's ever... Listen, we could have 1 million subscribers 2 years from now, and none of them are going to hear the show because nobody's a big enough maniac to dig back that far. You know what I mean? Because 2 years from now, we're going to have 210 fucking of these in the fucking bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. This is only real show number 8. Feels like we've been doing it a while.
We have been doing it a while because there was
Couple months.
There were 5 shows or so.
Yeah, 5 lost shows.
And
yeah, we're getting there. You know what?
I don't know. What do you think about 3 shows a week?
I told you I want to do it. You got to give me a little time to figure out what my new life schedule is.
That's true.
Because I do a lot now, and that's because my wife works till 10 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? So I'm able to do shit, but all right, so here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll take it from what the actual start of the week is, which is Sunday. Everyone thinks it's Monday. So on Sunday, I don't work, right? My wife works on Sunday. That's her first day of work for the week. So those mornings, I meet my son and Scott at my ex's house.
Yeah, you got a busy Sunday.
At fucking 10, right?
Yeah.
And we go play music from 11 to 2 or 3. And then you go home, but it's already 5 by the time you know it, right?
Right.
So that's my Sunday.
Goes quick.
It's a good day, by the way.
Yeah.
It's beautiful because I spend time with my son. Not only am I spending time with my son, I'm making music with my son, which, by
Right.
the way, what a blessing.
Well, that's a lot of fun.
If there is a God, he's blessed me
It's amazing
with being able to make music with my son on every Sunday.
Actually wants to hang out with you.
It's not just hang out with me.
cool.
He wants to make music with me. And I don't know if I told you this or not. He's an amazing musician. He's not just a regular. He's not a regular musician. He's fucking
gifted.
phenomenal. He's gifted. Right. Good.
Yeah.
So that's not dad talking. That's a drummer talking. You know what I mean? I'm a drummer. He's a bass player. Fucking bass player is a dime a dozen. Good bass players are the hardest thing to find when you're playing in a group. You know what I mean?
I believe you.
So anyway, that's Sunday. Monday, I now work, right?
Yeah.
I have nothing on Mondays, but that's the night I'm trying to keep for nothing, right? Tuesdays, I get out of work and I come here directly from work, right? I come here.
Right.
Wednesday is I can make it home, put on sandals and shorts, although I think I'm going to start packing them. And I go down to Gene's house for my other band on Wednesdays, which we had practice last night. And by the way, I'm the best drummer on the face of the planet. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Not only am I the best painter on the planet, I'm a fucking drumming motherfucker. I'm playing better than ever right now. And I'm fucking fatter and heavier than ever, which makes no sense.
Well, that might have something to do with it. You can really beat the shit out
when
of those drums.
when I got skinny 4 or 5 years ago, I don't hit them that hard anymore.
Put some weight into it.
When I got skinny 4 or 5 years ago, I was playing real well. But like right now, I can actually see spaces in front of my eyes that weren't there before. It's hard to describe. But the music is laid out in front of me in a fucking like a TV.
You see little notes
and I
floating
see
around.
Spaces that I didn't see before where I can do nice stuff. So it's good. I mean, maybe that comes with 35 years of playing. I don't know.
You know
what I mean?
You mean spaces where you can fill.
Yeah.
Okay.
That earlier
Now
I was
understand what you're
more apt to just play through or ignore. You know what I mean? Now I see places where I can put things, which
right.
is bizarre.
So let's keep it Tuesday and Thursday and put the kibosh on this fucking show. And I'm going to bed.
I was trying to get through my week.
Well, you were
gonna help
telling me a
pick-
week, and we're going to do Tuesday and Thursday.
But now listen,
until you get.
we're gonna do an occasional Sunday. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We're gonna either do it early or later in the day. And hey,
We can put them in the can, and
maybe you won't want to do it late on a Sunday. I don't know. It's because you and Patty got to do your thing too. You know.
It's true. It is true. But we're going to work on it and make sure our listeners, all three of them, get enough content so that they really enjoy this show.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're doing fine.
We are.
Yeah.
Is your job screwing up trying to get these things out?
No.
Did
I
you
should-
release 7? I didn't.
No,
look.
I got it. I have it edited down. It's the movie making part of it for YouTube that's a bitch. Once we
you were
stop
telling
with the
me
YouTube, I'll get them up quick because all I got to do is convert the audio file. I have to make a movie now for the fucking YouTube. Follow what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
You can't.
I don't
I
know
could put
what
it up there
is,
just.
but I get it.
I could put it up there as audio with just a blank black screen.
But in order to put the fucking show logo,
I got to make a movie.
Gotcha.
And it takes me per episode to make it about a half hour. It ain't that bad.
Yeah.
And then to get it uploaded, to get it rendered down into the new movie file takes an hour.
Right.
And then another hour to get on YouTube. So it's 2.5 hours I got to find. Now, I started it last night, and I'm probably going to go home and finish. Like 7 will be up tonight or in the morning. And then 8 won't be up until fucking Saturday. That's just that.
Well, all you rat bastards, have a good night. And I'm Joe.
Yeah,
He's Al.
I'm Al.
And we're kind of right.
Okay, buddy. I hope you feel better.
I feel actually fine. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm tired.
You look like you want to fucking punch stuff.
No.
That's what you look like.
I'm honestly, I'm very relaxed. I'm just
You want
kind of
Quaalude?
tired, and I have a little bit of an upset stomach.
Oh,
type
that's
deal.
never good.
So that's it. Not angry,
All right,
and
pal.
it's been wonderful.
All right, listen. So I know by Saturday afternoon if Sundays are going to work, and I'll let you know. All right, maybe we can do that type of thing last minute, and I hope it's not until I like seeing you. I like you and I have done the whole hang out 15 days in a row thing.
Yeah,
And we get to see each other, and this is quality time. But I miss you. Tuesdays and Thursdays for an hour and a half, 2 hours ain't enough. I like spending time with you. You know what I mean?
Let's not get. Do you want me to keep my pants on?
No,
Or do
I want
like
you to
it
keep.
when
I
my
want you to
pants
keep
are
them off. Don't fucking lie to everybody. Keep those things off. All right, Joe. Have a good night, buddy.
And everybody else too.
Should I talk?